Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Parkhopper John from WDWParkhoppers.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast. And now, the Disney Parks Podcast Infotainment segment.
Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast. My name is Parkhopper John. I come to you from WDW Parkhoppers. Joining me as always is my cohort in crime, Mr. Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com. Welcome in, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing magicalicious.
Magicalicious. We have, wow.
I am doing fantastical.
No, I can't keep going on that. We have a great show for you. Doing something a little different. We're doing this is our infotainment show. Yep. Normally on Wednesdays is our podcast, our regular podcast, which is our news-based show. So today's Friday, so we're doing our infotainment show. And when we don't have a guest or we don't have something else going on, we always like to do some really cool things, talk about to get our minds going. And today we have a great idea. We're doing Keep, Update, or Demolish, and we're focusing on the Fantasyland area at Disney's Magic Kingdom. So this is going to be a fun discussion. But before we do that, we need to talk about our sponsors for this week, my friend.
No, we don't.
No, we don't?
We haven't recorded.
Oh, well, shit on a hockey stick. Okay, so
we actually did this for the Magic Kingdom Tomorrowland stuff. So yes. We're now kind of going one land over. Tick.
Yeah, we're going one over. So
click.
You know, if
turn
you don't
your dial to Fantasyland.
If you don't like Tomorrowland or Fantasyland, just hang tight. We'll get to Frontier Town and all that stuff very soon.
All right, so the way this works, you have three choices, John. You have keep, update, or demolish. Keep means that you're going to keep it as it is, no changes. You like it, you love it, whatever, you'll keep it. Next choice would be update, meaning maybe you have a new twist, or maybe it needs a little refurbishment, a little freshening up, new technology infused into it. Or demolish is bring out the wrecking ball, crush it, get it out of there. And move on to something bigger and better. Okay. Those are three choices.
I can do that.
Go down the list. There's a bunch of them, obviously. And we'll just, you give yours, I'll give mine. Keep updated, demolish. Ready?
Got it.
All right, first up. Under the Sea, A Journey of the Little Mermaid.
Oh, I would totally keep it. It's new. I mean, it's part of the new Fantasyland expansion. It's a great attraction. 1 day a year, Mickey's shadow or whatever is on the wall to celebrate and honor Walt's birthday. This attraction is great. I'm a big fan of Ariel, Little Mermaid. I would not change anything about this, so I would keep it.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would have changed is I would have actually made it a boat ride. I don't know why there's not water in this attraction. I know that's why there's not water, because I don't want to be stopping boats. This is the throughput on this. I've been on this attraction in the winter when they have it on slow mode, and you feel like it never ends.
Right,
but like a very long attraction. So
yeah, but I think part of the reason why they didn't do a boat ride is because you are supposed to go underwater.
Yeah, that's true. And they could build submarines. But yeah, I agree with you. I do kind of like it, so I say keep it.
Awesome.
Yep. Next one up is the Barnstormer. Keep, update, or demolish.
This one's tough because again they just updated it, and I do like the updates that they've made to it. It's used to be like a farm theme. Now it's Goofy's Barnstormer, and there's a lot of similar elements. It's a great intro roller coaster for kids. I ride it. Sarah and I ride it, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I think I'd probably update it. I think I would make it a little longer, and I know why it's so short. But it seems like you wait in line for so long to ride a ride that's over in like literally 32 seconds.
Right.
I think I would update this one. I would think I would make it a little bit longer. And I understand that there's kids who this is probably their very first roller coaster experience, so I understand they want to keep it short and sweet. But I would make it a little bit longer, stretch it out a little bit more around the circus. What do they call that? Storybook circus a little bit. I would update it, make it a little longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm with the keep it. I'd love to see it maybe get bigger, but I'm fine with its current incarnation. I'm not, I do ride it occasionally too.
It's fun. It's fun to ride, like if we were doing like on the Halloween or the Christmas party. If you got
that's what I do. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to ride at night. It's way more fun to ride at night. It's a little bit. Not spookier, but it's a little bit cooler to ride at night than during the daytime.
Yep. All right, next one up is the Casey Jr. Splash and Soak Station. Keep, update, or demolish? I'll give my opinion since you're thinking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Demolish this. There is no reason to have any soak station in any park. It's just, that's not, I don't think they're needed. I really don't. I really don't think they're needed. I could see something else going there. I don't know what. It's such a small space, a store, a shop, sell hot dogs, corn dogs, churros. I don't know. But you could certainly put something there that would generate revenue in that space rather than Casey Jr.'s soaking station.
Yeah, I struggle with it because, I don't have kids and I see kids are playing on it all the time. Mm-hmm. But I think that they could probably do something different there. I don't like getting splashed. I don't like wet kids running up on me, and anytime I'm near there, I get wet, and I hate that. It's just a personal peeve of mine. So I would probably say demolish it, and everybody's listening is going, no, my kids love it. Well, okay, great. But I would probably say demolish it, put something there that, be a little bit more fun. That would be a little bit more family friendly. Like, adults can go in there and get wet too, but who wants to slosh around all day at Magic Kingdom?
Yeah. Unless you do it at night and you just leave. And then you can squish in the bus on the way back.
Get all wet and then just sit in the monorail, Yeah.
All right, next up is Cindy's Castle.
Demolish it. Get rid of it. It's an eyesore.
Cinderella's Castle. I don't think it... I would love to see it be bigger, but I don't think that's going to happen. The footprint, they could make it a little bit bigger, take out the moat, I guess, if they wanted, make, other areas. I think they could do that. I am not sure, and this is going to sound crazy. I am not sure I am in love with the forecourt stage. I get it. I understand it. The shows are entertaining, but I think it just takes something away from the castle. The other thing is the Bippity Boppity Boutique. Do we need that in there? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that should be someplace else. And I have not eaten at Cinderella's Royal Table.
No, that's I can't. That's King Stephan's banquet hall.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's Cinderella's Royal Table now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I think I haven't eaten there. I just haven't done it yet. It's on my list of like 3 restaurants in all of this property I haven't eaten on. So, I don't know. I'm kind of torn about really what to do with this. I'm somewhere between update and keep.
When it opened, am I incorrect? It used to have more shops inside of the castle.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I would probably retrofit it back to having more, Renaissance fair type things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand that you've got Taylor Mickey, but that's like theme park merchandise.
Yeah.
And then you've got like I don't know what it's called. I always call it the Tinkerbell Tailors, but it's not that.
I think it was called like Castle Couture or Castle something. It was it was in the Bippity Boppity Boutique space.
Right. And then, now you've got that other place across from Mickey Taylor's or Taylor Mickey, excuse me, where you can get like all the princess stuff. There's not a lot of stuff there for boys.
No.
One of the things that I loved so much about visiting Paris was inside of the castle in Paris, you could go up to the second level and walk around and it tells the story of Sleeping Beauty. Yes. I would love for something like that. They have the same thing at Disneyland.
At Disneyland too.
I would love for something like that. I would think that they should move Bippity Boppity out and put something more in, because they need more space for Bippity Boppity Boutique. I'm okay with the restaurant. What I would like to see with the restaurant is, that needs to be updated a little bit. Make that something special. And I think honestly, what I would do is have opportunities for people to visit Cinderella's room. To visit the room on a more regular basis, not necessarily to sleep there, but there's no reason why you can't run an elevator up and down there,
right?
And allow groups of people to go in as an attraction. A fast pass only attraction. You can't stand in line for it. It's a fast pass only attraction. Mm-hmm. And they're very small groups. They run a small amount of groups up and down every day to see that place, Yeah. But that's just me. So that's what I would do. So I guess that's an update.
Let you into the foyer of that. I think that is they could have a little plexiglass thing there, that you can only go right to, the bedroom. There's a nice foyer there. They can tell you the story right from the foyer, which they told us. The only problem, I think, with your theory on that is, John, it's a very small elevator. I think it only holds 4 people plus the cast member that's got to operate the elevator.
No, I factored that in. Yeah, I think it's a very small. If they took 4 people up every 15 minutes, how long does it take you to go in there? 15 minutes. They do 15-minute chunk. Your time is 1. Your time is 1:15. Your time is 1:30. Your time is 1:45.
I mean, when I was up there for D23 event, we only had 3.5 minutes in the space. That was it.
Right. Exactly. So I think something like that would be cool. So yeah, that's my suggestion to update it.
And if you want to see 15 bloggers run around that small space in 3.5 minutes taking pictures,
I'm sure that was freaking chaos. I would have been so mad. 3 minutes, that's all we get.
3 minutes, and she was running the clock. She was like, it was like a shopping spree. She's going, right, you have 3.5 minutes, 30 seconds gone, 1 minute gone. That's she's running it like a military. But she had over 150 people to run through it. So
well, that's
and they had guests staying there that night that had to be in there by 4 o'clock or something. So
well, that's really crappy planning.
Yeah, exactly.
What's next?
Next up on the list is our little friend Dumbo. Keep, update, or demolish.
I would update it, and how I would update it is I would put it inside of a tent, or at least one of them. I would love to air condition that ride. Now, I understand that part of the allure of riding Dumbo is having views that you can't get anywhere else. I get that. But there is nothing like sitting in screaming hot plastic in the middle of a July day. Yeah.
At least an awning over the top of it.
Yeah, something, a la like they do the teacups,
Yeah, right.
Not tiki cups, the teacups, not the teacups. I'm sorry, the teacups.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. What would you do?
I agree with the shade. I do like the inside queue area that you can get a pager and you don't have to, And I've even just gone in there just to hang out because it's air conditioned. It's in that area of the park, and just watch kids kill themselves on all the stuff in there.
Yeah, so you're the creepy single dude that just sits there and looks at kids.
Sits up in the bleachers on his phone. Mm-hmm. I love Dumbo. So yeah,
I reckon I aim to kill you.
I think some shade for Dumbo would be good.
I think it'd be nice. I mean, yes, it would obscure the views, but really, I mean, God, you can't get a great picture. I've live streamed that, and I think that it would be nice to have that thing shaded in there.
It does look cool at night with the lights too. It is very well lit.
It does look cool. I'm not going to lie about that. Yeah. So maybe there's a way they could do it where we could do it. So yeah, maybe a little update, but other than that, it's perfect. It's great. One runs counterclockwise, one runs clockwise. Yeah, first time ever at a Disney park. Yeah,
that was good thinking. I do like that too. All right, next up is the Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Again, this is a new attraction, and it's phenomenal. I'm not so much really into the Tales with Belle part, but the front part when you get into the room and then you get in there, and then you walk through the mirror, and then you deal with Mrs. whatever her cabinet, whatever her thing is. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal. The Lumiere is outstanding. There's nothing here that I would want to update. But
and then the attraction takes this weird turn.
Yes, and then Belle comes in, and you're like, wah wah! Oh, it's family participation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I would update it. I understand that it's great to do fan participation thing, but maybe it would be cool if it was Belle and the Beast. Actually have Belle and the Beast there.
This is what I think they should have, exactly what they have. But then I don't need the whole thing. Just it should be then it turns into a meet and greet with Belle and the Beast, both in their formal, her in her yellow gown, him in his little blue thingy, and that's what I think that should be.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Because there are times where I would like to have a picture with Belle, and I can't get one because I have to be a kid to do that thing.
Right. Well, you're the creepy guy at Dumbo.
Yes. All right, next is the Mad Tea Party. Or teacups, as you would call them.
So this is the teacups.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that I would do differently. I mean, it's a classic attraction. It's got a roof. There's always a line. It's super popular with the Alice live-action movies and the classic Disney animated film. I can't think of anything that I would do differently to this one.
I would say demolish it, but what are you going to put in such a small space?
Wow, that's a bold step.
I just don't. For today's Magic Kingdom, the throughput on that attraction is terrible. If I'm looking at
crap about throughput,
if I'm looking at how many people I can get through that attraction in an hour, and it's a very low number, I would say get rid of it. But what do you put there? It's such a small space, unless you start taking space from other things around it.
Well, if they get rid of Autopia and put something else there, and
they can certainly take that then and use that space.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know what you would put there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would have no idea what you put there. I would keep it. I would keep it and not do anything to it.
Okay, so you got one keep, one destroy.
Yeah.
All right, next up, my dear friend, the many adventures of the Pooster.
You're going to say demolish it. No way around it. I know you too well.
I say get the biggest wrecking ball you can.
What would you put there?
Oh, gosh. Oh, God. What would I put in the Magic Kingdom that's not there already? Maybe some kind of Brave attraction. I like that movie. Maybe something with The Incredibles. I like that movie.
In Fantasyland? Whoa, you're in Fantasyland.
All right, so Brave. Brave kind of goes with fantasy a little bit.
Brave would not be a bad choice. Tangled would be a better choice.
Tangled would be another good item.
Because they've got the Tangled ballroom, so you've got the meet and greet with,
You do Prince and the Frog. Gosh,
not fantasy. That's not fantasy. You have to stay with the traditional princesses. I would think
Snow White. Bring something Snow White back.
that would be bad. I think I'm going to agree with you. I would probably put something different there. I would probably vote for maybe a Tangled something. I mean, they've got the concept. I mean, you could certainly do with the same ride track. You could put different things in there. You could do Tangled. You could do Brave.
Mm-hmm.
You could do. Man, I have to go look at a list of Disney movies. But you could do something that's Fantasyland based. Something with Sleeping Beauty, even. Yeah, I mean, Sleeping Beauty wouldn't be bad. I mean, I could see them doing. We get a version of, Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've got the ride facility. I don't know if they would go as far as to do something like bringing Mr. Toad back. That doesn't make sense. But
right,
yeah, I would probably get rid of it. And as much as I love Winnie the Pooh, it doesn't make sense in Fantasyland anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
Yep. All right, next up is Mickey's Phil-O-Magic.
Mickey's Phil-O-Magic needs to be updated.
Yeah. I think he needs a new film.
Big time update. Now, the last time I was there, everything looked very clean, which is a pet peeve of both of ours. But
yes,
I think updating it with could you imagine when they are all full screens, when all the screens are being utilized? Can you imagine the candlelight lantern scene from Tangled? That would be
that'd be cool.
It would be so nice. Yeah. So yeah, I think it needs to be updated.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it needs to stay 3D, maybe even virtual 3D. But yeah, I'd love to see. And I think if they update the film, we'd probably get some better film quality too.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think the technology is there.
Probably be digitized.
Yeah, we watched it the other day. The overlap areas are starting to get a lot more pronounced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I do like the one, and not everybody catches this, is when the little frame outline, when the movie starts, it's a little gold frame, and it disappears. Poof.
Yeah.
And then reappears at the end.
Yeah, I do like at the end to try to catch it go.
Yeah.
When it comes down.
Yeah, not everybody knows that even disappears.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The kids don't even get that the whole thing opens up. Like,
and then it opens up, and then finally, when the whole thing's done, you're almost looking at a 180-degree surround. I mean, it's a great attraction. It just needs to be updated, I think.
Yeah. Next up is Peter Pan's Flight, and this is what I'm going to say on this. After seeing the Shanghai version, I want theirs.
Yeah, I agree. We want Shanghai Peter Pan.
I want Shanghai Peter
Pan. The queue is amazing. I would keep the queue, update the attraction.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing more needs to be said about that. That attraction is always filled. You can never get a fast pass for it. I don't know. I really, I guess Peter is that popular. It blows my mind sometimes.
Right.
All right, next up is Prince Charming's Regal Carousel.
It's tough because there's so many connections with Walt.
Yeah.
Not with this specific carousel, but
right.
I think to keep the heart of what Disney wanted to create, you have to have the carousel.
Yeah, I agree.
I would retrofit it back to Sleeping Beauty's Royal Carousel because this Prince Charming Carousel is crap.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be about a prince. Just because there are no boy things in Fantasyland, this does not make this any better.
As a young boy, I don't think, I get to ride the carousel. That sounds fun. Oh, crap. That's crap. Carousels are a girl
I want to ride a car or a boat or whatever.
I want to ride a spaceship or a horse or something like that. Not in the same way I ride a horse.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And there are a lot of things, they still hand paint this thing. It's still very well maintained. There's a lot of things that give it
it's an amazing piece of history.
Yeah, it is.
Just for the simple fact of what it is. So, yeah, I would totally keep it.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, somebody can correct me. I think this was the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. I think this carousel was like from 1939. So think about that for a second, how old it is. And it's still operating. That's pretty crazy.
And it's still so nice. And then you can ride, what is it, Cinderella's or Sleeping Beauty's, no, Cinderella's favorite one with the gold in her mouth. I mean, totally keep it. Yep. No reason to get rid of it. And
if you can go find Lillian's horse, too.
Lillian's favorite horse, yeah.
Yep. All right, the last one, John, in Fantasyland.
It's not the last one, buddy.
It's more?
Yeah, you forgot a couple.
What did I forget?
Well, you forgot the princess meet and greet.
I'm not counting. I was thinking attractions. I was going to have all those, but there's a lot of those meet and greet areas in Fantasyland.
Okay. Well, before we get to this one, you forgot It's a Small World.
That's not on their list.
Well, that's just poor planning on their fault. It's right across the street from Peter Pan.
Where do they have that? Hold on. Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum, ba-dum. Scintillating podcasting. This is why we edit.
Oh yeah, no. They do. They do have that there.
Yep. No worries.
Okay. So we got two more.
Yep.
All right, so let's go with Seven Dwarf Mine Train. Keep, update, or demolish?
Update.
2.
Cars that are accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
Cars are too skinny. I put something up on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, where it shows the seat configuration for the different airlines.
Yeah.
In a GIF. It's outstanding. But the thing is, those rides are so incredibly tight. And it's got, the division thing within the seat.
Yeah.
I commonly lovingly call the nutcracker.
Right.
And those seats are not designed for tall people or people who are larger than your average size.
Yeah.
And I understand that there's a kid element to it, but that ride vehicle needs to be updated. Yeah. There's no way around it. It's such a pain in the butt. And the people and the people who are the ride attendants for that attraction have become very callous to it. Hey, look, you can't fit in the ride. You can't ride it.
Mm. Is that what they flat out tell you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Last time I was there, I got in, and they said, the lap bar's got to go all the way down, or you can't ride the ride.
Mm.
Well, lap bar's going to crush two things that are very important to me. Well, you can't ride it. You can't ride. If you can't fit in the seat, you can't ride the ride. That's the first time I've ever heard those words come out of a Disney cast member. And I think that is poor planning.
What they should have is not the lap bar, but then a belt that goes across for.
Yeah, a belt or, hey, if you're that concerned about it, pull the thing around like they have on the Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I would update the ride vehicles. Other than that ride is amazeballs.
Yeah. I would love to see it longer, too.
Yeah.
If we're going to update it, let's make it longer.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't think there's anything else I'd really change in there. It is, I do like that it kind of, speeds up, slows down, kind of goes in the mine. I do like those aspects of it. So
in the mine.
Yeah.
In the mine.
In the mine. In the mine. Ting, 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 ting. We've been on it too many times.
Yeah, a couple times. I've seen the movie. I know how it ends.
All right, the last but not least. It's a Small World. Keep, update, or demolish. You're thinking, I'll go.
Okay. Do it. Be the one, Wyatt.
You have to keep it. You have to keep it. You have to keep it. You have to keep it.
No, you don't.
Would I update it? Yes. Would I modernize the dolls? Would I? And I'm not saying get rid of Mary Blair stuff, but I'm saying maybe modernize it a little bit. Maybe the background doesn't have to be one-dimensional. Maybe put screens and make it more dynamic. Add a little sizzle to it. As Walt would say, give it the little plus treatment. Plus it up a little bit. Right. You know, what can we do to this attraction to bring it into the 21st century?
How can we make it more sexy?
Yeah. How can we sizzle it up a little bit? It's got the classic charm, and I'm not going to say it doesn't. The original is in Disneyland. We have a copy of that. So ours, I think, can be tinkered with. The original is from the World's Fair and needs to stay where it is. I agree with that. But ours is just a copy, and I think we can take some liberties on ours. They've taken liberties on the original. You know, they put Toy Story characters in it and things like that. So... you know, they've already done that. So I think we can do the same on ours.
I would agree with everything that you say. Add more visual elements to the background. If you touch any of the Mary Blair designs, I will cut your hands off myself. Have some respect for Mary Blair, dang it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just here's my thing. I would rather them take the costumes and the dolls and put them in a museum somewhere. Mm-hmm. Because I'm sick of the ride. I think the ride is crap. But if you're going to keep the ride, then what I would do is I would bring in all of the characters just like they've done at Disneyland, where you have Lilo and Stitch in the Polynesian Islands. You have, Peter Pan in England, and you have, Sleeping Beauty in France. You have the characters as part of the attraction as well, and it's a piece that would make it even more fun and interesting. Adding the elements that you talked about, I think doing that would plus up even more. It's a tired attraction. I don't know how they would do it, but update the song, and I want to be careful because I don't want to be like, I don't want that. I'm just thinking that there's got to be some way to
modernize it,
make it more Disney. Yeah. Keep it Disney, but modernize it a little bit. It seems to be a little flat. I mean,
think like Baroque Hoedown kind of thing.
Maybe that might be a little too much, but I think that there's ways to play with that even more. Maybe there's things you could do.
That would be even. All right, so to take your suggestions even better, John, is when you go on, you don't know what version you're going to get. Maybe you're going to get the classic. Maybe you're going to get the a new version of the song. Maybe you're going to get, they could do a country style. They could do a pop style. They could do, all different kinds of style of song. You don't know what version of the song you're going to get.
Right. That would be a bad idea.
Make it a different experience, each time.
Yeah. What if during the holidays they did, because Haunted Mansion's got their thing over Disneyland. What if we did a I don't know how they would do it, but what if we did a holiday overlay on that kind of thing? And where it's not necessarily, it's a small world. Maybe it's a traditional Christmas song that gets done.
Right.
I don't know. But,
I agree. Good stuff.
I think it either needs to be taken out, and every piece of that ride would probably be set up in a museum somewhere, like at the Smithsonian. Set it up at the Smithsonian so it's always preserved. But it's just not on my list of things.
Yeah.
But updating it would be a good start.
Yeah. I mean, there still is a World's Fair. They could put it back out on the World's Fair circuit.
Yeah, why not? There's still
I think this year was in Milan.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. When does the World Fair come back to the United States? I'd like to go to that.
I don't think we participate anymore. We're not a participating country anymore. It became too expensive.
Well, if the Olympics are any indication, I wouldn't want to do that either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. That's our Keep, Update, Demolish segment for the Magic Kingdom Fantasyland. And you never know. Maybe we'll do some other lands. We have a couple more lands left, right? Frontier, Adventure.
Couple, yeah.
Main Street. Not that there's a lot of things to do on Main Street attraction-wise, but we're trying to stick to the attractions and not all the other things like restaurants. Gosh, this show would be a 14-hour show if we did a greets and restaurants. I'm starting to look. I said, forget it. We can't do all that. So, I would love to know what you think. You'll find us at DisneyParksPodcast.com or over on Facebook at Facebook.com/Disney Parks Podcast or on Twitter at Disney Podcaster. Let us know what you think. And as we say, see ya in the parks.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.
Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through.